You've heard the sponsor read 1,000 times. Hackers are lurking on every cafe Wi-Fi waiting to intercept your data, and only a VPN subscription stands between you and total digital ruin. It is an incredibly effective pitch. The idea of your digital life being plucked right out of the air is terrifying. A decade ago, that threat was completely real. Most websites used unencrypted connections, meaning anyone on the same network could read your traffic like a postcard. That exact vulnerability built the modern consumer VPN industry. Look at this timeline from 2010 to 2026. HTTPS encryption adoption has surged, soaring past 95% globally. Over that exact same period, consumer VPN revenue skyrocketed. Your connection to your bank and your email is already encrypted before any VPN enters the picture. Even VPN companies state this out loud. Proton VPN notes in their own documentation that someone running a malicious hotspot cannot read what you do on HTTPS sites. The little padlock in your browser already handles the exact job the ads claim only a subscription can do. If the primary threat these tools were built to stop is handled automatically by your browser, we have to evaluate VPNs based on the specific jobs they actually perform today, not the marketing copy. Let's strip away the jargon. A VPN simply creates an encrypted tunnel from your device to a remote server operated by the provider. This diagram shows how routing works. Your data bypasses the local network, hits the remote VPN server, and exits to the internet. First, local observers see only scrambled data. Second, websites see the VPN server's IP instead of yours. But this does not make you anonymous. The moment you sign in to Google or Instagram, you have identified yourself to that service. Advertisers track you through cookies and your logged-in accounts, none of which a VPN touches. It also offers zero protection against downloading malware or typing your password into a convincing fake site. Phishing rides straight through an encrypted tunnel. A VPN is a specialized routing tool. It isn't a magic invisibility cloak, and it isn't an antivirus shield. It only provides value if your internet habits fall into a few specific categories. Let's evaluate the average home user. You browse from your own network, you stay signed in to the same handful of accounts, and you are looking for basic security. We map that profile on this matrix. You sit in the bottom left quadrant, home network, basic security. Running a VPN here means double encrypting traffic, HTTPS already secured. It yields a negative return on investment, adding zero protection against threats that actually reach you. The things that compromise home networks are phishing emails, deceptive login portals, and reusing the same password across multiple sites. A VPN intercepts exactly none of these. The money spent on a multi-year VPN subscription buys dramatically more actual safety if you point it toward a premium password manager and a proper two-factor authentication setup. For the average person on their couch, a VPN is 2014's insurance sold at 2026 prices. Real security comes from locking down the actual credentials. The math changes if you object on principle to your internet service provider monitoring your traffic. In many places, ISPs can legally collect and monetize your browsing habits. If that tracking is your primary concern, your profile moves to the top left of our chart. While HTTPS hides the content of a specific web page, your internet provider still sees the domain names you connect to. They know you went to WebMD, even if they can't see the specific medical condition you searched for. To solve this, you have to execute what we call the trust shift.
This diagram shows the shift in action. A VPN successfully blinds your internet provider, but it simultaneously grants that exact same visibility to the VPN company. You aren't eliminating observation. You are explicitly choosing to trust a third-party server with your entire browsing history instead of your local internet provider. Using a reputable, audited provider is a highly effective trade, but you must recognize it as a trade, not a vanishing act. The strongest everyday case for a VPN belongs to frequent travelers relying on untrusted airport, cafe, and hotel networks. For this profile, the utility is clear and the return on investment turns green. The threats on the road aren't people sniffing passwords out of thin air. The real issues are malicious login portals impersonating hotel Wi-Fi and foreign networks locking you out of the services you use at home. A VPN set to your home country smooths all of that out. Just install and test it before you leave the house. You don't want to be troubleshooting connection protocols in a tired hotel lobby. The final group represents the most popular VPN use on Earth, people accessing streaming catalogs from other countries. This sits in the top right. High utility, but it comes with a major asterisk. Streaming platforms actively block known VPN server addresses. The providers spin up new ones to bypass the blocks. It is a permanent cat-and-mouse game, and your chosen service might simply refuse to load on any given day. Because of this volatility, buy a monthly subscription for geo-shifting, not a multi-year plan. If a streamer successfully blocks your provider, you want the freedom to walk away. If you operate on networks you do not control, or you actively need to manipulate your digital location, a VPN provides immense tangible value that absolutely justifies the cost. If you only need those benefits occasionally, the temptation is to download a free VPN app. This is almost always a mistake. Free VPNs invert the entire arrangement. Running servers costs money. If they don't charge a subscription fee, their revenue is generated by collecting your data and injecting ads into your traffic. The cybersecurity consensus is blunt. A bad free VPN is actively worse than no VPN at all. You hand a complete stranger the exact data you are trying to protect from your local network. If you are going to pay for one, run the provider through strict filters. Look for an independent no-logs audit. Check for transparent ownership, modern protocols like WireGuard, and a built-in kill switch to block traffic if the tunnel drops. And ignore any marketing claims about military-grade encryption. The encryption standards are effectively identical across all serious providers. If you genuinely need this tool, base your choice on verified third-party audits and modern infrastructure. Ignore homepage promises and cheap introductory prices that triple when they renew. Let's bring all these scenarios into a single framework so you can make a decision right now. This flowchart starts with the critical question: where do you primarily browse? If at home, do you care about ISP tracking or foreign Netflix? If no, save your money for a password manager. But if yes, or you frequently use public networks, buy a VPN. The café hacker sniffing your passwords out of thin air is a ghost. That threat was defeated by HTTPS years ago. Fear is no longer a valid reason to buy a subscription. A VPN is a real tool that does two real things incredibly well. Buy it for the highly specific jobs it actually performs today, not the jobs an ad read claims it did a decade ago.